Hi students. So today we discussed deadlock topic in operating system. So deadlock is a incomplete process. Deadlock is a situation where a set of processes are blocked because each process is holding a resource and waiting for another resource acquired by some other process, so it will not complete it. It is an incomplete process is deadlock. It is come under the category of system model. System consists of a finite number of resources to be distributed among a number of competing processes. The resource may be partitioned into several types or classes, each consisting of some number of individual or identical instances. Like CPU cycles, files, and I/O devices such as printer or I/O device like DVD drives, etc. So these are the resource types. If a system has two CPU, then the resource types of CPU has two instances. Similarly, the resource type printer may have 5 instances. If a process requests an instant of resource type, the allocation of any instance of a type should satisfy the request. If it does not, then instances are not identical and the resource type classes have not been defined properly. For example, a system may have two printers. The two printers may define to be the same resource class if no one cares which printer prints which output. However, if one printer is on the 9th floor and the other is in the basement, then the people on the 9th floor may not see both printers is equivalent, and separate resources classes may need to be defined for each printer. So we need a synchronization tool. A process must request a resource before using it and must release the resource after using it. A process may request as many resources as it is requires to carry out a designed task. Obviously, the number of resources requested may not exceed to the total number of resources available in the system. In other words, the process cannot request 3 printers if the system has only 2. So now the deadlock is happened. Under the normal mode of the operation, a process may utilize the resource in only the following sequence. One is request. That means the request is the process request the resource. If the request cannot be granted immediately, for example, the resource is being used by another process, then the requesting process must wait until it can acquire the resource. Use. The second one is use. The process can operate the resource. For example, the resource is printer. The process can print on printer. Release. The process release the resource. That means the printer complete the process and release the resource. So deadlock depends on the request, use, and release. If request is finished, the printer is or the resource is released. Otherwise, deadlock happened. So it is a deadlock cycle. The diagram explains it. The process 1, we have two process 1 and process 2, and we have two resource 1 and resource 2. This cycle, we've discussed this cycle. The diagram, the process 1 is request resource 2 and the resource 1 is allotted to process 1. The process need resource 2. If process 2 is allotted to process 1, it will be completed. Otherwise, it is waiting for resource 2. But in this cycle, the resource 2 is allotted to process 2. Process 2 is request for resource 1. So, someone hold the another resource. Say for example, process 1 hold resource 1, but process 2 request resource 1. In the meantime, process 2 is hold a resource 2 and process 2 is request for resource 1. So it is a cycle, it will be circular weight. So it happened deadlock. Each one needs other resources to complete their execution, but neither of them is willing to not ready to release the resource. So it happen deadlock. Deadlock system model. In this model, we analyze the system that may be prone to deadlock, which occur when two or more processes are unable to proceed because they are each waiting for other release resource. So first one is we discuss the resource. Resource is nothing but it is memory, file, printer, network connection, etc. It is an unique name or identifier. The resources are shared among the process. So process is set of work. It is a system, a set of process that request and release the resource. Process are a unit of execution that can be shared, started, suspended, resumed, and terminated. Each process identified by the unique process ID. Start means the process is the resource is allotted to the work. Suspended means it incompleted or will be suspended. Resuming we again access the available resource, and terminated means it will be completely the process stopped. And resource allocation. Resource allocation means each resource can be one or two state allotted or available. The resource is allotted process cannot be used by any other process until it is released. That means the process hold some resource like printer. This print everything, it will be completed then only to release the printer or memory etc. to other process. This resource allocation allotted to some process for that particular process. Next one is request and release. Already we discussed. Request is we request some resource by another available resources, like sending a request to system. If resource available, it will be allotted to the process, otherwise it is waiting. When a process finished using the resource, it must be released so that it can be used by other process. Resource dependency. Some process may require multiple resources to complete their task, more than one resource. A resource dependency graph can be used to represent our relationship between processes and resource and to detect potential deadlocks. Depend on the resource. Deadlock detection. Deadlock detection can be occurred when two or more processes are waiting for resources that are being held by other process, creating a circular dependency. Deadlock detection is algorithm used to detect when deadlock has occurred, so that corrective action can be taken. Deadlock detection. Two or more processes are waiting for resources. The time it will be happened at creating circular dependency. Deadlock detection algorithm can be used to detect when deadlock has occurred, so that corrective action can be taken. Deadlock resolution, once it can be detected deadlock, it can be resolved by breaking the circular dependency between the process. So it is done by releasing one or more resources that are being held by the process. It preempting one or more processes that are holding resources. So resource preemption is technique used to break the circular wait condition of the deadlock. Circular is one is hold one process hold other resources. So that time it will be happened. Right? So in preemption is once the CPU get the process, it will be completed, means it is no preemption, but preemption means it will be suspended. If its required resource is not available, it may be suspended. The operating system can preempt the resources from one or more process involved in the deadlock and allow them to process that need them. So preemption can be done either selectively or globally. In selective preemption, only one resources that are required to resolve the deadlock are preempted, while in global preemption, all the resources are deadlock processes are preempted. When a process is done at all the resources can be processed are released and other processes can be processed. However, this approach can be lead to data loss and inconsistency if the terminated process was the middle of the critical task. Last one is the deadlock avoidance. It is a technique that used to prevent the occurrence of deadlock in the computer system. The goal of the deadlock avoidance is to ensure that all the resources required by the process are available before the process starts execution, thereby the avoiding the possibility of deadlock. So deadlock characterizations, deadlock happens in operating system in two or more processes. Some resources to complete their execution that is held by other process. A deadlock occurs when four Kaufman conditions hold true, but these conditions are not mutually exclusive. They are given follows. One is mutual exclusive. So it is there should be a resource that can be held by one process at a time. In the diagram below, the single instance of the resource one is allotted to process one and only. So, no deadlock occurs. Resources are equal to process one resource are equal to one process. So, no deadlock will occur. Hold and wait. The process hold and wait multiple resources and still request more resources from other process which are holding them. In the diagram given below, this process to hold the resource 2 and resource 3 that is requesting the resource 1 which is held by the process 1. It is a hold and wait. Look at this picture. Resource 1 is called process 1 and resource 1 is request to process 2. Process 2 is called resource 2 and resource 3 and is waiting for resource 1. So it is hold and wait. No preemption. So a resource cannot be preempted from a process by force. A process can only release a resource voluntarily in the diagram below. Process 2 cannot preempt resource 1 from process 1. It will be only be released when process 1 releases it voluntarily after its execution is complete. So look at the picture. Resource 1 is related to process 1 and resource 1 is related to process 2. It is no preemption. It not suspended, waiting for resource, then only the process will complete it. And circular wait, it is already discussed the first deadlock topic. Circular wait is nothing but the process is waiting for another resource. It is held by second process which is waiting for the resource held by third process and so on till the last process waiting for the resource held by the first process. This form a circular chain. Example, the process 1 is allotted to resource 2 and it is requesting resource 1. Similarly, process 2 is allotted to resource 1 and it is requesting resource 2. This forms circular wait and it happens deadlock. So some methods are handling deadlocks. For approaches is there. One is a deadlock prevention and another one is deadlock avoidance. Banker's algorithm, deadlock detection and recovery, and fourth one is deadlock ignorance. So we discuss these handling topics in next session and slide. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you.